Welcome, Joop and Charles and Brigitte and Andre and Dennis. Good to see you guys. Is everyone doing okay?
Doing awesome.
Thumbs up, yeah. Awesome, Charles. That's good
Yeah,
to
everything okay?
everything okay. Awesome. That's great. Brigitte is a little bit bummed. She was supposed to go and see Formula One in Italy this last weekend, yesterday, but as you guys might have heard of all the flooding in the northeastern part of Italy, horrible. But they had to cancel the Formula One, and both Brigitte and I are Formula One fans. But she couldn't. No Formula One for Brigitte. But I'm happy because you're home doing the business instead. Awesome. Okay, you guys. I wanted to talk about something, a training that I've been doing for several years, being in the industry, and this is a training, really to kind of learn some of the skills of doing this business. I learned early in business that in network marketing, if you rely on talent, you can only, you only have the opportunity to grow if you have all the talent. And who has all the talent? Well, I don't think anyone has all the talent, but if we instead focus on skills, learning to do something, we can really grow the business if we focus on skills. And there are certain skills that I believe most people can learn, and I'm 100% confident that each and every one of you who is on this call would be able to learn these skills. So is it okay if I do that tonight? Just talk a little bit about some things that I believe is important. Okay, awesome. I mean, even if you weren't okay with it, I think I still would have done it. That's good, Brigitte, that you're laughing at me. That makes me happy. So I'm just gonna, let's see here. So I'm gonna ask the question. So please unmute and tell me what you think when I ask my first question. And also welcome to Gea, who just joined us. What is the number one thing that we should be doing when we build a business with LoveBiome? There's a lot of things we could say is the number one thing, but I'm looking for a specific thing that should be the number one thing that you should all be doing. Let me hear what you think. I'm not going to say there's no wrong answers. There isn't really, but I'm looking for a specific thing because I know that that's the most important thing. But what do you think?
Name list.
Okay, create a name list. I think that is one of the most important things that you can do, Brigitte. So I'm writing down name list here. That's great. Any other ideas? Anyone?
Talking to people.
Okay, talking to people. Thanks, Joop. I love that. Nothing happens unless we talk to people and present this opportunity. So that's a great suggestion.
Your goal.
Any other ideas?
Your goal.
Okay, having a goal. Okay, or goals, maybe even. Okay. Any other ideas?
Having a plan. Having a plan.
A plan. Yeah, I love that too. Plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail, right? So having a plan is always good. Everything you've said so far, I think, is great answers, but it's not the one I'm looking for.
Inviting to presentations.
Okay, I'm invite to presentations. Is that what you said, Charles?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, invite to presentations. Also an excellent suggestion. So we have name lists.
Know the product.
What's that?
Know the product and the company.
Okay, no product and company, also great to know. Okay, so I so far I have name lists, talking to people, goals, have a plan, invite to presentations, know the product and company. Okay, all these answers are great. But if you want to grow in this business, the number one thing you should do is look for leaders. Now, in order to find leaders, you need a name list. In order to find leaders, you need to talk to people. In order to find leaders, you need to invite to presentations. The number one thing is to find leaders. And the thing is this, you guys, I've learned this as well, that leaders are not made, they are found. We cannot create a leader out of a person who doesn't want to be a leader, who isn't leader material. And let me tell you this, not every person in the world is a leader. I'm not saying that. And you don't have to be a leader to be involved with LoveBiome. You know, we need a lot of consumers and people who use the products and, you know, to create the growth that we want. But if you want to grow your business, and I don't want to say duplicate, rather I want to like to say replicate it, you need to find leaders. And they cannot be created, as I said, they choose themselves. People are either motivated or not. They cannot be motivated. You see, if I'm not motivated and I'm with Charles, and Charles is motivated, I know he is, so I'm with him, and as long as I'm with Charles, I can, you know, basically live off his motivation. But what happens when I'm no longer with Charles? I'm not in the room with Charles. You know, the meeting is over. You know, we talked. I walk out of there, and because my motivation was really Charles's motivation, I have none left. So I don't believe in what we call motivational speakers, because motivational speakers is, we can inspire people, we can educate people, we can share our vision with people, and that will help the people who have a motive or motivation to see the light. But we cannot give them motivation. Motivation comes from inside. So leaders choose themselves. So you need to think about, do you have a system to find leaders? Because how you invite, how you present, how you start up a new person will either slow down or ideally speed up the process of finding them. Now, sometimes what we do is we want someone to be a leader because we like them. You know, they have a likable personality, or we want them to succeed. So, you know, sometimes we say, well, I want this person to be one of my leaders. But the answer to that is, it doesn't work. You know, a leader is self-motivated. You know, one of the people that I talk to a lot, and I'm using this as an example because of this call, is Brigitte. Because she's always, you know, trying to find ways to do things. She's always, you know, motivated. I don't have to call her up and say and push her or anything like that. The push that Brigitte has comes from herself. She has her own engine. She has her own desire. Okay? So that's what we're looking for when we're looking for leaders. But what about the people who are not leaders? Oh, of course they are welcome. Of course everyone is welcome. But where do we spend our time? Do we spend our time with the people that we kind of, you know, drag along and hoping that they will do something by themselves one day? Or do we spend our time with the people who have their own motivation and desire, and we help them, you know, to learn skills, to find out more, you know, to be better prepared for things? And really, what we do is we put the pen in people's hand. And those who can draw, they are your leaders. They will. Now, with LoveBiome, we have a wonderful team of founders, Kelly Olson, Sean Whitney, and Cody Day. I mean, the best people in the world. And we have a wonderful company with the other co-founders and the other people working with us. But this company could have had virtually any name and virtually any idea, and I would have joined for one reason. Guess what that reason is?
Leadership.
Trust.
The vision.
Okay, vision. It's true,
Trust.
but I'm looking for, there's something else that would have made me join this company regardless.
The leadership.
Trust.
Exactly, the leadership. Because I know who Kelly Olson is. So I did not join LoveBiome. I joined Kelly Olson and Sean Whitney and Cody Day and the other co-founders. That's what I joined. As soon as I found out that Kelly was starting this company, before there was a name to the company, before there was, really nothing but just some small ideas, as soon as I found out, I said to myself, where Kelly goes, I want to go. That is leadership, you guys. And I know that in this industry and among you yourself, people are saying, where Charles goes, I want to go. Where Andre goes, I want to go. As examples. Because I'm a firm believer that a leader joins people and not necessarily a company. A consumer will join LoveBiome as a consumer because they want the product. And they also want your support. Why don't we sell these products in a store? Well, in a store, you're not going to get the support. You're not going to be able to get the phone number of the store clerk and call him or her any time of the day when you have a question. But in this business, I know I can call Gea anytime. If she was my sponsor, she signed me up, I'm going to be able to call her and ask her questions. And she's going to either know herself or she will find out, right? So people join people. Okay? What else do we do to find leaders? Well, this is what you said, Joe, talking to people. We can use text messages and social media to create a contact. But what we need to do in order to foster the relationship is we need to be on the phone. We need to talk to people. We need to meet them face to face, at least. I mean, that would be the best, but at least we should be on the phone and talk to people. Now, let's say that you're contacting a person that you haven't been in contact for a long time, but you decide that this guy, he's on your contact list, your name list, the one that Brigitte mentioned. Now, if you haven't been in contact with this old colleague of yours, in the police force, when you were in the police force, do you bring up LoveBiome during your first contact if you haven't been in contact for, let's say, 10 years?
Not so easy.
No, and neither should you. Shouldn't. We should, when we do one of those contacts, we should first and foremost find out where this person is and how life is, and listen for ideas of how the LoveBiome can help them. If it's financially, or if it's culturally, if it is health-wise, right?
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, don't kiss on the first date, right? We don't. I mean, some of you are thinking, well, I kissed that girl on my first date, or I kissed that guy on my first date. But normally, we get to know the person first, or we reacquaint ourselves with someone, and then we bring it up. So Brigitte calls me and says, Bengt, I just thought about our conversation, on Saturday, and it was so great to reacquaint myself with you. And I was thinking about what you said about your son and his health. And I believe I have a product that could really help him. Do you mind if I, share that briefly with you and why I believe it would help him? Do you think I would say no? No, I wouldn't. Or, Andre calls me up and say, Bengt, thanks for meeting with me on Friday. It was so great to see you again, and after all these years. And I was thinking about your situation and being laid off from the factory, and I feel for you, brother. I really do. And I was actually thinking about, I'm involved in a business project, and I think this would be excellent for you. Do you have 10 minutes where I can just share the basic ideas of this project and why I think you would be perfect for this? I wouldn't say no. I might be thinking that, is this something really for me? But at least by asking the question, would you mind if I told you about this? I would at least, have a chance. Now, what I'm saying here is not something that we should copy verbatim, word for word, but you get the idea. Listen to people and find out where they are and find out how you can help them. Now, if Gea wants me on her team, not her downline, don't use words, network marketing words, use team. Gea says to me, Bengt, I would love to have you on my team with your ideas and your energy. And, I think you would do awesome. And, I just want to tell you what we are doing and why I think this would be great for you. We look for where the people are, and we look for where they, want to go. And in this process, we will find who the leaders are. Now, be honest, I'll ask you, Brigitte, and I'm not talking about LoveBiome, I'm talking about generally in your career in network marketing. Have you had people join your team where you were hoping they were a leader, but they never were?
Many.
Okay. Did you find yourself using too much time on those people?
Yep.
Do you regret using that too much time, or did you learn something from it, brother?
I learned.
Yeah. What did you learn?
That I spend my time better now.
Yeah.
Much
now
better.
You know where not to spend time and where to spend time.
Yeah.
Okay. So the number one thing that we should always look for is leaders. We do that by having a name list. We do that by talking to people. We also do it by setting goals where we want to go. We also do it by having a plan. We also do it by inviting to presentations. We also do that by knowing more and feeling more confident. But if it's one thing I've learned with this business is know everything you say, but don't say everything you know. Know everything you say, but don't say everything you know. Meaning, be truthful and also, be informed, but don't give people too much information, because it is not information that is going to get them. It is your excitement, the look in your eyes, the care that you send over, the vision that you have. That's what's going to get the people. Sometimes we think that if I knew more about the products and about the microbiome, I could, talk anyone into this. But that's not the case, you guys. We should be offering solutions to their challenges in life. Challenges that might be financial, might be health-wise. A lot of people dream about having their own business, but they never do it because they don't know where to start. So if Andre says to me, Bengt, have you ever thought about having your own business? Oh boy, I have thought about it a lot of times. Why haven't you done it? Well, I don't know where to start. But what if I told you I have a ready concept of having your own business, and if you give me 10 to 15 minutes, I will share it with you. There's also another aspect to this, and that is what we call the power of the third. And those of you who've been in the industry before, you know exactly what the power of the third is. It is really that The people who have known me their whole life or my whole life, they have an idea of what Bengt can and cannot do, what he knows or doesn't know. So if I invite one of my best friends, to a presentation, I'm not going to present to him. I'm going to have Charles present to him. I'm going to say, hey, I have this awesome guy, Charles Velasquez. He's from the United States, really cool, nice guy. He's been a businessman for many, many years. And I just got involved in a really cool project together with Charles. And I know that, if you give him 50 minutes of your time so he can tell you a bit more about it, it will be worth your while. When would be a good time for you this week? I'm creating a little bit of interest. I pique some interest in a person that they've never met, and I build that person up. And if I'm Joop, I'm saying, I have this awesome person. Her name is Brigitte, and she is an excellent businesswoman and knows a lot about this health industry that we talked about. And I would love for you to meet her. If not in person, we can meet online. And then we build up the person so that when the meeting is happening, they basically eat out of that person's hand. Because if I say it, it's one thing, but if Charles says it, it's a completely different thing. The funny thing is that the roles could be reversed. Charles has one of his friends, and he says, hey, I have one of my friends is Bengt and so. I love for you to meet him. And then I am the third person. I am that third person who can be, someone who becomes kind of like an expert. So as we look for leaders, we look for people who have their own motivation. We put the pen in their hand, and those who can draw, they will draw. And we let them understand how we can help them in this business, how this business can help them to achieve what they want. Better health for themselves or for their family, better financial situation. And some people say, well, I have enough money. Well, be honest with yourself. Wouldn't it be nice to have a little bit more? Okay, so I invite someone to be in a meeting with Andre, and then my friend says, is this one of these network marketing things? What do I say? I answer with a question. I say, what do you mean by network marketing? What is your concept of network marketing when you say that? And they may say, yeah, I know, it's one of those pyramid schemes. Oh, no, it's not one of those things. I can promise you that. We don't do pyramid schemes. But it is a business where anyone can join, without any previous experience, and where we work as a team and we help each other. We really help each other. Next Monday, I'm going to talk about what do people think and what kind of answers do you need to give people when you present LoveBiome. There's three questions that people ask in their mind, either consciously, but most likely subconsciously. And we're going to talk about those three questions next week. And I'm going to share with you how we present in a way that we answer those three questions. And if you think that anyone on your current team would benefit from hearing how that would be, how that would be important, invite them to next Monday at this same time. These meetings will never be longer than 30 minutes. I would actually prefer them to be 15 because I know that it's hard to listen to the same person for a long time. But so, don't be, disappointed that we're already done with today's training. But I want to do this next week. And if you want to know what the three questions are and how you can, optimize how you present to answer those three questions, so that the answer to those three questions is yes, 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 in the person's mind. Would that be interesting?
Absolutely.
Have I piqued your interest?
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
That makes me happy. So please be with me next Monday again. Same time, same link, same password, and we will go through those and invite everyone in your teams. Okay? I think Brigitte had a question.
No, I had no question, but can I share a testimonial?
Of course. Go ahead.
Most people, no, I don't think that. And then a couple of people don't know that we have a son who is disabled and mental also. And he refused to drink the phytopower. The detox he drinks, the balance he drinks, because we say that's the new noni. And he's also has autism. Now he's starting to drink phytopower. We make a perfect mix for him. Yesterday I was with Peter in Rotterdam on the ship where he was, and Peter asked him, "Do you drink phytopower?" And he said, "Yes, I'm drinking it." And then Peter asked, "And how do you feel?" His answer for the first time he became 18, he said, "My head is not so full anymore. It's quiet."
Whoa.
Unbelievable.
I don't think you can see it.
Mm.
Oh.
Yeah. That was, yeah.
Leuk. Hartstikke leuk.
Heel mooi.
It's wonderful. And we know also that the gut is the second brain. And when we take care of our gut microbiome, it takes care of a lot of things up here, right?
Yeah.
You know, we talk about sleep, we talk about mental clarity, we talk about depression, we talk about calm, all these things. And I'm so happy to hear this, Brigitte. Can you please write it down just and send me a short message on WhatsApp? Because I want to share this with Kelly, and Kelly loves, to hear stuff like this.
Yeah.
And so do I. We all do.
Yeah.
Gea, you said something, Gea?
No.
No, okay. I thought you did. Sorry.
Yeah, I have one question, Bengt.
Yes.
How do
Dennis,
you
go
know if you talk to someone that he or she will be a leader?
Mhm.
How do you know?
You
You
don't
will
know.
sense it. You will see that they want something. It's not that you have to convince them to want something. You will notice that they want something. They have a drive. They are motivated. They want to do something. You can also see that some people are leaders because you look at what they are doing today, what they are achieving. The way that they, if they've done business or, and I can tell you, Dennis, people, if you go through your name list, you're gonna be able to say that this person is a leader and this person's a leader. But sometimes you're also gonna miss people on your list, and you don't think of them as leaders. And the only way to find out is to, so to speak, put the pen in their hand, right? To see how they react when you present this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brigitte, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, sometimes people even don't know that they are a leader.
No, some people don't.
No, Dennis, you are a leader, but you don't know yet.
So, Dennis, if Brigitte says you're a leader, I'm confident that you are.
He
Because
is.
she's been
He's
in
my
the game
son.
so long. She's been in the game so long that she knows who is and who isn't.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay, thanks. I will try.
No.
Hey, listen to Yoda in Star Wars. Do or do not. There is no try.
Oh, I want to say something what they say here in the Netherlands, but only dogs try.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you guys, thank you so much for joining today. We always do this meeting on Mondays in English. We do it for Scandinavia on Tuesdays, and we also do it in German on Thursdays. For the Scandinavian and the English, it's this link. For the German one, it's a separate link. It's Santiago's Zoom link. And if you want to know what it is, I can actually, for the German ones, you can look in our Telegram group. I hope you guys are following LoveBiome Europe on Telegram, because that's where we primarily put all our news concerning Europe. So it's LoveBiome at Europe on Telegram. But please invite your friends for next week, because we're going to talk about those 3 questions. Okay? So with that said, I want to, I wish you all in Europe a wonderful evening. And, Charles joining from the US, I wish you a wonderful day. I think you're on the East Coast, so you're only about 6 hours behind us, right? So, but you still have a lot of afternoon to go. So